busy man. Okay. We'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. The time is 3:04. This is the August 20th meeting of the Texas City Economic Development Corporation Board of Directors. In accordance with the posted agenda, we do have a quorum present. We have a roll call. We'll begin on the far end down there with a roll call.
Brandon Brooks, Director.
Andy Beadle, Board.
Dedrick Johnson, Board.
Mark Chevalier, Board Member. Thank you. Agenda item number 3, are there any conflicts of interest to declare on any of these agenda items today? Sensing none, we'll move to agenda item 4, public comments. Do we have any members of the public that wish to make a comment? Sensing none, we'll move to agenda item 5, which is consider the approval of the minutes from our July 23rd meeting. Those have been previously disseminated. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions? Sensing none, the chair would entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the July 23rd meeting. Is there any further discussion? All in favor of the motion state so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. And the motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Agenda item 6A, discussion and possible action on resolution number 2025-20 to approve a business improvement grant to James Kelly II for property located at 917 and 921 Fifth Avenue North in an amount not to exceed $15,000. Ms. Edwards, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, Mr. Mayor, my board members. So item A relates to a business improvement grant, which we've discussed previously. In October of 2023, the EDC established the Business Improvement Grant Program to assist local businesses with a range of improvements, and since that time, we have refined the grant to focus purely on exterior improvements. Staff has received a completed application from a Mr. James Kelly II for his property located at 917 and 921 Fifth Avenue North. If you can't call that property to mind at the top of your head, it's almost directly across the street from where the Community Development Grants Administration are operating in the City Hall Annex. The applicant is requesting assistance for exterior renovations to include impact-resistant windows, replacement of damaged brick, metal awnings, exterior lighting, fencing, and facade preparation. Per the estimates that you had in your packet, the estimated cost of all of these repairs is over $81,000. As this amount exceeds $30,000, Mr. Kelly would request the full $15,000 match per our program guidelines, and funds are available in the EDC budget.
What was that building used for, or what was it prior to this?
It sat empty for a good amount of time.
That was barbershop. Okay.
What is he trying to do with it right now?
He wants to do an updated salon. Similar, but very nice. If you look at the photos that he submitted with his plans, it's a very tuned up building. He's got kind of a black and white exterior planned. It looks really fancy.
And that's on Fifth Avenue.
Yes, sir.
That's directly across from what used to be the old police station.
Yeah.
We have some pictures coming up here.
That's detailing all of the repairs, but keep going down. So that's what it looks like currently.
Go back up. Right there.
That's more the mood and feel of what they're going for with the renovation.
So these are two separate addresses,
Yes, sir.
one business.
It will be two different businesses. I do not remember off the top of my head what he's talking about for the second one.
But we will agree that it's one structure, right?
Yes, sir.
And he's currently not open yet.
No, sir. He's still in the renovation process, but it is ongoing. Every day I drive by there, they're working on the interior.
What's our status on? We don't wait till they're finished building out.
We do. So what we would do is approve the grant, let them know that, these funds would be coming with you guys' approval. They would complete the work, and they would provide us the receipts for that work. Then and only then would we issue the reimbursement. So if the work isn't completed, the money doesn't get distributed.
Looking at this sketch right here, the salon is on the left side. And what is the right? No, don't
Spa.
move. Don't
So
move.
it is a hair salon spa concept.
Do what?
So it would be a hair salon in 917 and a spa in 921. My understanding is he wanted to do kind of a comprehensive nails, massages, that kind of deal.
Tell them to hurry up.
I'm sorry?
Tell them to hurry up.
So he has the layout for the 917 side. Does he have any layout for the 921 side?
I am not certain. If it's not in that presentation, then he's probably still working on
There
it, but
it
I
is.
believe,
There it
yeah,
is.
Oh, you
there we
do.
go.
My only concern with this is even though it is two separate addresses, it is still one structure, and concept-wise, it's one business. But you're talking about a full salon, spa experience, but they're applying for 2 grants,
No, sir. They're applying for one big grant
one big grant.
for
I'm sorry.
exterior renovations to the full building.
I'm sorry, I thought I misread where it was 15,000 each. Okay,
No, sir.
thank you for that clarification.
Of course.
Thank you.
Outside of that, I
Any
have
further
no-
questions? Okay, Chair would entertain a motion.
I move to approve this.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve resolution number 2025-20. Is there further discussion on the motion? Sensing none, all in favor of the motion state so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay, and the motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Agenda item 6B, discussion and possible action on resolution number 2025-21, approval of an easement on Texas City Economic Development Corporation owned property adjacent to 1025 Fifth Avenue North.
Okay. So this item relates to a development application for Pox Food Store located at 1025 Fifth Avenue North. You may recognize that address as the former location of the Tiger Mart. The new owner, Seed Gotti, is looking to completely renovate and remodel the existing building to make it an updated convenience store and fuel station compliant with all applicable codes of the zoning ordinance. Part of the development plan includes an easement for the installation of a new driveway. So Renee, if you want to scoot down to that schematic.
This one?
So on the top drawing there, very top of the page, you can see 1025 Fifth Avenue is the rectangle in the dead center of that graphic next to Fifth Avenue North. The piece of property immediately adjacent, that long, tall piece of property, is EDC owned. So part of the development plan includes an easement to be located on that EDC owned property to the east of the convenience store. The piece of property is a total of 4.2 acres in size, and the majority is utilized by Texas City Public Works. However, the necessary easement of 50 feet squared would not impact this use by Public Works. I have had direct conversation with Jack, Glenn Risky, and DJ Hutchison, all staff members of Public Works, who have said that the 50 by 50 foot should not impact their operations. The only consideration that they've asked for is that dimension adjust slightly if and only if they need it to make sure that the drainage outlet that is on that property continues to be able to work. Kim and I also talked about this, and we came up with that condition that we would hope to add to a motion today. So if you look at the graphic below, you can see a little bit more what I'm talking about. So that yellow area is the approximate 50 by 50 foot easement that they're looking at to include a driveway. They've already let Kim know that they likely will not need that full easement. They just want that work area available to them. And we would recommend approval of this easement based on the fact that the new driveway contributes to compliant use of the property by providing that access point, but also does not negatively impact city operations for public works. In the event that we do get a motion today, we'd like to add 2 items to it. Again, the line that it is under the condition that the dimensions may shift to accommodate drainage needs. And also, Kim did clarify between when we wrote the agenda item and today that this would be a paid easement. So they would be paying us for the easement.
It'd be a what?
Paid. They'd be paying us. So our standard $2.55 per square foot would mean that they would be paying us $6,375 for the easement.
That would have been my question regarding compensation. It's not out of character for easements to be granted for utilities and things like that, but for private property owner for enhancement, even though there conceivably some ancillary benefits to the city, it's primarily a benefit to a private property owner. So this is the $2.55 per square foot. That's
Yes, sir.
typical for that compensation level. Okay.
I heard you say that this was a new owner.
Yes, sir.
This is a new owner for this particular property,
Yes, sir.
and you said it's PAX, right?
PAKS.
PAX. What was that name? Saeed?
Mr. Gotti,
Gotti.
Saeed Gotti.
He's the one who owns the one on Texas Avenue and 6th Street? Are you familiar with that?
I'm not certain, sir.
If
There's
it's
a-
this-
there's
if
another-
it's the same gentleman, Mr. Gotti owns a number of convenience
Yeah, I
stores.
just thought he was always the owner, that's all. I just thought he was the previous owner, but, that's fine, that's fine.
What do these arrows mean?
I was just indicating that the arrow above pointing to the 50 by 50 was the area that they were looking to. And the area below where that arrow starts is where Glenn and his crew have typically utilized that space for storage, et cetera.
We do.
Yes, sir, Public Works.
So how many, the yellow box is the facility that he's gonna have?
No.
The yellow box is the easement he's requesting. The
Oh.
facility is immediately to its left.
Okay.
He's actually requesting this easement because I think they want to install some gas pumps. And the gas pumps that were originally there were a little closer to Fifth Avenue, and it doesn't adhere to the necessary setback. And so they can't put the gas pumps where they used to be, the tanks, and so they will want to put them where the yellow box is.
And how much of that easement does he want, did you say? How many feet?
We would be having an easement price of $6,375.
No, but I mean footage-wise.
Footage-wise, 50 by 50, 2,500 square feet.
That's what,
Any further questions?
is that, that's acceptable to the planning and everything else already?
Yes, by acquiring this yellow box, this 50 by 50, it is now in compliance with the easement setbacks for gas tanks to be put in the ground. They're not going to put them in the place that they removed the old ones from.
Okay,
And the item did go before the planning board and it was approved.
Excuse me.
thank you.
Okay, any further questions? Sensing none, the chair would entertain a motion.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve resolution number 2025-21. Is there further discussion on the motion? Sensing none, all in
Just-
favor of the motion state so by saying aye.
Yeah, we have a question, comment?
Just to clarify, the motion is to approve the easement, to add the condition that the dimensions may shift to accommodate drainage needs, and to clarify that the easement price is that $63.75.
Is that acceptable to the movement and the second?
That's acceptable to the second.
That is at 255 per square foot?
Yes, sir.
Or is it, okay, that's acceptable.
So we have an amended motion as approved by the movement and the second. Is there further discussion on the amended motion? Sensing none, all in favor of the motion state so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay, and the motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Agenda item 6C, discussion and possible action on resolution number 2025-22, approval to purchase property located at GCAD number 224867, a .19 acre tract immediately adjacent to the 6th Street Community Plaza for the amount not to exceed $100,000.
Okay, this one's exciting. The EDC has invested nearly $7 million in the 6th Street Community Plaza, which is located on 718 6th Street. By the way, we have announced the official grand opening date for that facility, and it is September 20th. An adjacent property, Mr. Bruce Lurson, had previously discussed the sale of his property, which is GCAD 224867, which you can see on the images that are attached on the item, approximately 0.19 acres in size to the EDC, but his asking price was not feasible at the time. Recently, Mr. Lurson reapproached EDC staff with a proposed purchase price of $100,000 for the property. Staff supports this purchase as it will open up additional green space for attendees to the 6th Street Community Plaza to enjoy. While the amenity already includes a food truck park, water play area, performance stage, and a dog park, having this extra space will allow for open play still within the same visibility of the park itself. After internal discussion, staff communicated a conditional offer to purchase the property for the cost above contingent upon approval by the EDC. Since I spoke to Mr. Lurson, not only has he indicated he would accept the offer, but he's also received the documentation from his daughter, whose name the property is in, for power of attorney to be able to complete the sale. So he's all ready to go, and he's willing to accept the offer if this group is. Funds are available in the fiscal 25 annual budget.
And what amount are you recommending?
$100,000.
And it's 9.19 of an acre,
Yes, sir.
and that's way above the 2.55.
It is.
I mean, that's 4 times as much.
Yes, sir. It is. After internal discussion, the value of everything we've invested in the park, that $7 million, having that extra space and adding that area for open play, we feel would enhance the value of that property itself. To add on to that, we are also, and I'll talk about this in staff updates, we're also looking at making improvements to the wall of the building that faces the community plaza coming from the south to include a full mural on that wall. So having ownership of that space plus the cleaned up wall and mural really would expand the amenities the park itself has to offer.
But right now, the expected usage of that for us is not necessarily known.
Right now, Mr. Lurson has stated that if we did not purchase or lease the property, that he had his own ideas for how to utilize it.
How is the property currently zoned?
It is within the 6th Street Revitalization District.
Counter offer.
He was asking for something ridiculous at first, and I think this is still borderline ridiculous, but it's a lot less than what he initially submitted to us. Once you get to tour the park and see the amenities of the park, they're very, very beautiful.
Very nice.
The only thing that this park, in my opinion, is lacking is green space. It has artificial turf, it has flowing water, river, dog park, it has brick pavement, lighted pathways, food trucks, but there's no place to lay down on a blanket and have a picnic, right? And I think that this 0.19 acres of green space is what's missing, in addition to possibly muralizing that wall. I think it'd be a great addition to the park. I wish we could negotiate a better price, but sometimes the only way prices change is to go up. And so in the rare instance where it's gone down, I'd jump on it.
And Mr. Mayor, to clarify, when we When I said that the asking price was not feasible, he originally wanted 300,000. And when he came back, he said he would consider a sale of between 100 and 125. And I did talk him into taking the lowest possible number
You
he
said
had offered.
$300,000?
300,000 American dollars, yes, sir.
That's what he wanted? Yeah, well, I want to play shortstop for the Astros, and
Sure.
here I am.
Yeah,
Wow.
a lot of people think that obviously if we put $7 million into a park or plaza on Sixth Street, that the city has big plans for Sixth Street, and if you own property, you're gonna hold on to it and try to maximize
Which is what he
whatever
did.
potential, which is what he's trying to do, but again, $100,000 is a lot better than 300,000. We wouldn't even be considering 300,000. We could play the waiting game and see if he goes down a little bit, or he could go up. I don't know. We know 255 is what we've been using as a gauge by way of CAD market and things like that. What is the market price? Market price, like sale real estate. Do we have any idea on what that might be?
I know what the market value in GCAD is, but I don't think you're asking that question. I think you're asking what street fund property in a downtown area would typically go
If I
for.
was a real estate broker and I was
Right.
having this to try to sell, that's what I'm
And
trying to see.
I don't know that number.
To your point, Mayor, I think that's a fair point in that the 255 is, I mean, we paid 255 for property that's a lot less desirable than this. So to
IBD
use
property.
that as the benchmark that's not an accurate, that's not accurate, I don't think. I'm going to make a motion to accept the offer, although I don't know if anybody can see the mark where there's a gun to my head, because I feel like a little bit like that. But so I'll grudgingly make a motion to approve that offer.
I'm gonna second that motion.
Is there further discussion on the motion and second?
Can I ask, is there any caveat in there about this wall that has something to do with the property? I know we're purchasing the property if this passes,
Yes, sir.
but because that wall is there, we talked about a potential mural for the park.
Yes, sir.
Can we negotiate a package deal to where we don't later have to pay to lease that wall for a mural? Can we negotiate, if we're gonna buy this property, that you would make that wall available?
It'd be a lot easier if they weren't two separate owners. The building is owned by another lady named
I
Brenda.
see. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought,
That's okay. No, Wanda, excuse me, Wanda. And I have updates about that as well.
no problem.
What kind of condition is that wall of that building, of these two different owners?
The wall, all it needs is to be cleaned off and a little bit of rebrick and resurface. And we do have a price for that I got today, so I'll bring that before y'all to the next
It
meeting.
has grass growing through the bricks.
Yeah. So it needs to be cleaned up a bit.
I'm just curious if there's a possible need for those two buildings, or does it need to be torn down
Oh,
and
it's
purchased by the
It's
EDC?
actual business in it, right?
Yes, sir.
It's an
loan
operating business.
business.
in it, right?
They sell grass?
This is their side business.
Finance?
I'm sorry.
Is it a check finance company or something?
It's just a loan
Loan
business.
company? Okay.
Is there further discussion on the motion? Sensing none, Chair would entertain, well, we have a motion. All in favor of the motion, say so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. And the motion passes unanimously. Thank you for enduring that, Ms. Edwards.
No, that was great. I'll see if the loan office can get us any grass seeds.
Just let it continue growing.
Agenda item 7, updates and reports. Dr. Duarte, we're off to the races on another school year. What say you, ma'am?
We certainly are. We are a week in already, and enjoying having our students back. Just a couple things. We did open our early childhood center. There were a couple of you in this room that were one of the guests that toured the facility. We did an open house. We had We have our reach out walk coming out on the 6th. That's where we go knock on doors across the neighborhood and look for children that are missing and encourage them to enroll in school. That's open. If our community wants to participate in that, they are more than welcome to join us. And we had great growth on our accountability. I'm really proud of the progress we're seeing at our campuses. And that's a quick update at TCISD.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Congratulations on the start of another year. I know there's a lot of moving parts to getting the teachers, and I know you probably feel like you're herding mosquitoes at times, but it's always a worthwhile endeavor. Thank you for that.
That was a great early childhood learning center, ribbon cutting. Tell us, since you've been here as a superintendent, how many schools have opened under your leadership?
3 elementaries, 1 middle school, an early childhood center. We are building a high school, a stadium, the ag barn, so quite a few.
Good. I was very impressed with the Early Childhood Learning Center, Calvin Vincent Early Childhood Learning Center, touring the experiences that are inside. I don't know if there'll ever be another time for the public to do that, but for those of you who missed it, you missed it. Because there's representation of industry, Texas City Dike, City Hall. I mean, it's all over. The 3 and 4 year olds of this area are going to be treated. It is truly state of the art. I'm going to get way ahead of myself and invite you guys to our state of the art grand opening of our municipal complex coming in 2 years. So hopefully you'll have that same type of feeling when you leave that facility as well. So congratulations to you and all the new facilities that you've helped bring to Texas City ISD.
Indeed. Any other reports from any of our partners here today? Anything you'd like to report on?
I'll kind of tail on the end of that. Mr. Dito, I'm already ahead of you. We're at ITC 427.
Great.
students
Wow.
enrolled.
Okay, thanks.
And we've got 36 girls, up from 27 last year, so that's a great increase. We had our CTE teachers back to school professional development where Kristen Edwards and representing the EDC, Tim Polk, Chamber, Whitney Rainey, Diamond Heat Exchange, and Amy Walker with Higher Up Texas all came, and the feedback was overwhelming from the teachers. They said they felt seen, heard, and supported by the community. They did an amazing job speaking to our teachers. So that was a really great way to start the year. And we have 5 programs so far built. Again, I feel like Kristen could make these announcements as well. She's been right by my side this whole time. But comm pipelines for our fire academy, instrumentation and electrical, culinary, welding, and pipe fitting. And we're going to continue to do those pipelines where we can actually give our community those to utilize and understand if they want to continue their education, they are able to and how to do that. And then, of course, we've got our Chamber Education Committee workshop coming up on October 21st, and that's where we're going to be eliciting some feedback from our chamber members and business leaders across the community and how they can become involved with us. So there's some big, exciting things that are going on.
Awesome. Congratulations again. Thank you for all the work that you do. That's really planting a lot of seeds that's going to grow in the future. So that's fantastic work. So thank you for that. Any other reports that, Ms. Edwards? I know you might have something to say, maybe.
Okay, I wanted to start with some big numbers that kind of made my week. I've kind of been on cloud 9 all week. So as part of our continuing partnership with the Bay Area Houston Economic Partnership, I requested in-plan economic impact reporting for both the marathon project that is already underway and the LNG project, just to have some picture of the total impact of these projects. In addition to significant property tax that these projects would bring to the city to the tune of $16 million, if both LNG and Galveston Industries go forward, that's just the tax, that's not the project investments. These projects will have a massive impact with respect to job creation. So according to the in-plan reporting, the Marathon project is set to create approximately 5,964 jobs if you include direct, indirect, and induced jobs. By the same calculations, the LNG project, if it completes, will create 1,871 jobs with a labor income of over $81.7 million. So those are big figures and really exciting to think of all the work that we do for these projects, what it's going to yield. It's also important to note that sales tax will be generated not only for the products of these projects themselves, so the fractionation units and what they sell, the LNG fuel and its clients in Galveston cruising, but also from the income spent on housing, insurance, restaurants, retail, and all the sales tax generated from those. So those were big reports to get and big numbers, and I just wanted to share them with you. Our Colliers agreement. Oh, please.
Before you leave that, the numbers you gave on employment, that's not construction, that's permanent jobs?
These are, so for the Marathon project, the construction numbers are still a bit iffy, but I imagine it'll be around 1,200. I believe the permanent employees will be somewhere between 800 and 1,000.
Okay.
I await strict figures from Marathon before saying definitively. We used low-end estimates with that construction jobs and the permanent jobs as we put the input into this platform.
Thank you.
Okay, the Colliers agreement. We have fully executed an agreement with Colliers Engineering out of Houston, and we are ready to move forward with the route study portion of that agreement that was approved by City Commission earlier this year. As a reminder, this agreement will allow us to identify the ideal route connecting 197 to the new projects on Shoal Point, and it includes 30% of the design for a road. Work will begin immediately with deliverables expected at the end of fiscal 26. I also had a very interesting meeting today with Port of Texas City that gave me a line on a grant that could possibly cover the cost of the remaining 70% of the design.
Say that a little louder.
The remaining 70% of the design is set to cost over $900,000, and they're going to help us apply for a grant that could cover that amount in full. So that's really exciting. Update on LNG and LOA carbon. We received a request today from Galveston LNG bunker on Shoal Point to extend their due diligence lease by 1 year as they continue to finalize plans for their project. They are still hoping to make their final investment decision by the end of this year. In other news, the LNG project has partnered with LOA Carbon, a company that will provide carbon-neutral natural gas for their liquefaction process. LOA Carbon is already in conversations with Linde with respect to getting CO2 feedstock for their process, and they may wind up leasing space from Marathon to be immediately adjacent to Linde to make all that work. So we could be looking at a multi-partner agreement to result in a purer product from LNG. Finally, we've executed a second amendment to the LNG lease to allow for soil testing at the property. This will allow the groups to do critical research on leveling the site so that they're ready to go when construction can begin. And our project contact, Sean Davison, has assured me that this is in the spirit of we want to get moving as soon as we can. We want to go ahead and get this data, so it's definitely a positive amendment. Speaking of Port of Texas City, I've been working with Tyson Muller as well as Amy Skicky with Baytran to put together a workshop of the key stakeholders along Loop 197, specifically in and around the new Marathon project, with projects in the works for Port of Texas City, as well as Advario, as well as Shoal Point. We thought it would be a good time to get all of those stakeholders together to get on the same page, to make sure all contacts are current, and to beat off at the pass any overlapping construction timelines or anything like that. So that meeting will take place on September 4th, and I think that's going to be really good for all involved. Finally, with respect to the wall and the mural related to next to the community plaza, our building department has been working with Generosity Services to get pricing to make repairs to that building, specifically just that wall, to clean, repair brick damage, resurface, and paint the wall facing the community plaza. That would then leave it open for a muralist to come in and install a full wall mural. And we have a pre-design and it's beautiful, but we just got it, so that would add greatly to the look and feel of the park. I will bring the pricing for both the improvements to the wall itself as well as the proposed pricing for the mural to our next meeting.
Thank you for all of that. And thank you for you and the EDC staff, Mr. Branson. I know y'all have worked tremendously long and hard on these projects, and these are long-term plays, so these things are starting to come to fruition now, so fantastic. Congratulations to you all for that. It's going to be amazing for the city of Texas City. Thank you again. Appreciate that. Any other comments, any other reports for staff? Okay, sensing none, so we can always add items for future meetings by getting in touch with staff, but in the absence of a motion otherwise, we stand adjourned.
All right, thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you very much.